Today, the moon is in Aquarius following yesterday's Aquarius full moon. So we're still basking in that illumination, the full moon energy, the light being reflected to us, and something being shown to us in our lives. And today we are looking at the theme of finding the courage to be free. So, thinking about what freedom means, what it is for you, and how to step more fully into that. I'm Marina Ormes here with your Astro Vibe for Wednesday, August 2nd. And with the energy of yesterday's full moon, we have this Aquarian theme of breakout, breakthrough, breaking free of old molds, challenging the status quo, not accepting the limitations of the past as we embrace and step into, like I was talking about yesterday, the ideals of equality and freedom and community, and some of the other wonderful ideals that come with Aquarian energy. It, again, as I was sharing on Sunday, it is about how we respond to the old structures, right? Old plans, systems, institutions, whatever it was we had that we used in the past because we needed a way to operate, some rules to follow, right? And then Aquarius is the rule breaker. So it's about how we have created a system and then how we need to break free of that system, right? Because if you think about it, both are important, both are true. Both are part of life. So we need to have that rebellious spirit in addition to the parts of us that follow rules. And then with today, so we're talking about finding the courage to be free, to step into that Aquarian freedom and authenticity and ability to be true to who you are, to be yourself even when you don't feel like you're fitting in the way you should or the way society expects you to. Should is a weird word, right? But anyway, finding the courage to be free, to be true to yourself, to be authentic. And that's where your most powerful self is, right? It's who you are, right? Who you're here to be. And when you are being yourself, you are you're making the best contribution you can to creating a better world, because there's nothing better that you have to offer than who you are, your own authenticity, your own creative free spirit. So whatever it is that is for you, that's how you best contribute and how you best support change, positive change in the world, and making the world a better place. So when you think about freedom, what is freedom to you? What does it feel like, right? Great question. That's a great journaling prompt. What does freedom feel like to me? When do I feel free? What makes me feel free? What is freedom? And so the other side of that, of course, is what limits us, right? What prevents us from feeling that freedom. And the limitations that we feel, the restrictions that we feel around freedom are, we could say they are half from the outside world. They are half of them are imposed by things that happen in the world that we have no control over. The other half of them, though, are imposed by our own self-limiting beliefs, right? Our own restrictions that we place on ourselves. And so half of the restrictions on our freedom come from outside of us, and half of them come from inside of us. And when we talk about personal power and empowerment and what it means to be true to ourselves and to tap into our power, that's what it means. It means the ability to overcome our own internal limitations, the ones we place on ourselves, so that we can step into that freedom. And when we do follow that path of disinhibiting ourselves, I guess, removing some of those internal restrictions that we place on ourselves of what we're allowed to do, what we should do, what we feel safe or confident or comfortable doing, and breaking free of some of those things so that we can just be weird, quirky, outside the box, free to be ourselves, right? And when we work on those internal inhibitions that we have, then we are helping support our own creativity, because it frees us from those limitations to think differently, to think outside the box, to get beyond our own limiting beliefs and think more creatively, think more in terms of possibility and what could help us feel more free. So working on that internal stuff and those internal limitations helps us be more creative, which helps us to challenge the limitations outside of ourselves. So like, if you're going to go and participate, right? Yesterday I was talking about participating as an important aspect of freedom and equality and community themes of this Aquarius full moon. If you're going to participate, you have to be able to offer something. You have to offer time, energy. Maybe you want to go volunteer, maybe you want to be an activist, maybe you want to write a postcard or call your representative in Congress, but those are obvious kinds of activism that are political and ways of participating in democracy. But there are tons of ways of participating in your community, right? You could advocate for something that helps people not be homeless or have food, or helps children, helps animals. There's so many different ways of helping, and you could also participate in, directly donating your time or offering help or doing something through your work. You can also be an advocate for policy change, right? You can, however it makes sense for you to participate through your work, and not to think of whatever you do as limiting you in your ability to help, because help comes through in all kinds of ways, right? You could just be kind to your coworkers, help people get along better, and that makes a difference in the world. That helps other people be more creative. It helps teamwork, and that helps facilitate creative solutions, and creative solutions allow people to be more functional and more kind to each other and more compassionate, and it all helps. So that's my point, is that do what makes sense to you, do what feels good, do what helps you feel creative and kind and like you're being helpful in some way. It does, again, helping doesn't mean you're solving all the problems of the world. It just means you're helping one thing, right? Putting some positive energy out there. What does that look like for you? What does that mean to you? What do you care about? How do you want to participate? So thinking about some of those things, and just remembering that we aren't completely limited by the limitations and restrictions and whatever's happening in the world. We're half of us is limited by our own ways that we hold ourselves back, and some of that requires deeper processing, maybe healing, work on yourself, healing some traumas of the past, being able to step into lifestyle changes that are more supportive and caring and helpful toward yourself. Anyway, as you do that, you're more able to overcome some of those limitations, limiting beliefs. You're more able to believe in yourself. So, and I just love some of the things that some of you have been sharing and commenting about what you're discovering and noticing in your own life. Whatever you're noticing, and sometimes you might notice things and you don't know what to do about it, but I guarantee you that noticing it is the first step, and it will flow from there. So keep noticing what's showing up. Maybe it's a limiting belief, maybe it's a way that you hold yourself back. Don't be hard on yourself about that, because actually noticing it is a huge thing to celebrate. If you've noticed it, now you can let healing come in, right? And we don't know what that might look like, or how you might support yourself or choose self-care that helps you move through any of that. So that's what we're doing here. We're here with astrology for unshakable self-care, how the planets reveal what's going on in the energies around us and how we can respond to that in a positive, creative, and liberating way, right? So understanding what's happening and trusting ourselves in that process. So with today's Aquarius moon, still processing the full moon energies, still noticing things that might be showing up in our consciousness. Aquarius also is about shifts in consciousness. So whatever you're becoming aware of, again, that's a positive thing and helping you get outside the box of your own old limitations. So thank you so much for being here. I'm Marina Ormes. You can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com, and lots of information about books I've written, how to work with me, how to get a quick mini reading that can give you insight into your own chart. So check that out at astrologyheals.com. Thanks so much for being here. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate the support. Thanks to those of you who have subscribed and are sharing these videos. I so appreciate you. All right. See you next time. Bye for now.